Oh, yeah, in charge of diaspora and international relations.
Yes.
What do you man say?
Okay. First of all, me does say anope yetima bahanomo na. What I can say is that the diaspora outside are large in numbers, and so my role is to engage them and to make sure that all the Kotoko fans, London, US, Germany, Italy, they keep abreast with what the club is doing, and also have an opportunity to also subscribe and invest in Kotoko. And so there's a lot of things that we're going to be doing. I'm going to be putting out a questionnaire, fans where they are, and how we can engage with them. And also international relations, is basically, I'm going to be looking at, international sponsorship. I'm going to be looking at people that want to partner with Kotoko, big institutions, so that we can really promote Asanteman and Kotoko at the same time. And so that's my focus. And I'm going to make sure that we bring in the numbers of the diaspora so that they can also engage with the club and what is happening on the ground.
All right, Nhyira 104.5 FM Senior Nhyira Passports in Edishao. Akosia Dentaa Amoateng MB in charge of Diaspora International Relations for Kotoko and Kasano. Eric Amakuchum, commercial manager for Kotoko no so ha. Like I said, yet see the whole Kenya. Now, aside mobilizing the fans of Kotoko in Europe and elsewhere, Obasa also are in charge of securing partnerships and sponsorship for Kotoko from abroad.
Yes, and we'll be doing
it's somewhat intertwined with that of the commercial.
Yes, so I've been working a lot with Eric.
Okay.
In terms of, so I'll be looking at, internationally the sponsors that I will get, but then I'll work with Eric in terms of, how we approach the sponsorship. I'll be looking at partnership as well, international brands that want to partner with Kotoko, as well as doing fundraising events abroad. We'll do some events where we get the fans to come and also try and take Kotoko to some of these international places so they can meet the fans. A lot of people have left the soil of Kumasi or wherever in Ghana, and they haven't seen the footballers, and they are passionate about Kotoko. So I want to make sure that they also feel the presence of Kotoko. Like they said, it's in the blood.
Yeah,
and
sure.
so, we need to make sure that we have that engagement and they keep, information about what is happening with the club.
It's too onerous or Herculean a task for one person to perform. So, do you have plans to be, and I say, will you work with a team? Or
so I have a team. So I have a team already that are going to be helping me do this. But obviously, I'm going to be leading the team. So that is all sorted. I mean, I've been working in the diaspora for over 15 years in terms of the work that I do, and so we have a lot of people out there that are going to be assisting me. But my work is already easy because as soon as this thing was announced, the fans themselves have been contacting me.
Oh, okay.
So I've been getting emails, I've been getting on social media, Dentaa, how do we, I'm in Canada, how do I get part of it, and so already it's going to be very, very easy to get the people on the diaspora to get involved.
Akosia Dentaa Amoateng and Kasano, Diaspora and International Relations Manager for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. How difficult was it in accepting to work for Kumasi Asante Kotoko in this portfolio, leaving all the things that you were doing?
Yeah, it wasn't difficult. For me, my passion for Ghana, first of all, through everything that I do, I've always been promoting Ghana, always been promoting things that are happening in the diaspora. And for me being Ashanti, from the soil, when my boss asked me to be part of the management team, it was a no-brainer. It was a yes straight away, basically. I didn't have to really think about it. But for me, I'm passionate about football already. I've been in football. I play football. So those that, that know me, I love football a lot. I've managed a couple of footballers as well. And so I'm ready in it. And so it's very, very easy to accept.
More plans to be. Sebia as part of the fundraising, more they could be a Kotoko, either the senior team or the youth side, no. Be a trio.
Absolutely.
I serve as a tool. Now it be a friendly game, be a practice game, be.
Oh,
now the supporters in be breeze or be.
Oh, definitely. I mean, one of the things that the CEO was planning was to have a match with Kotoko and Hearts in the UK. This was something that we were planning, but it's still something that is going to be on the table. And also like I said before, getting the fans to see the footballers. They haven't seen them, Kotoko players, in a long time, because some of them have been in the UK, US for like 20, 30 years. And so they haven't felt, the spirit of the Kotoko players. And so we'll be making sure that we take some of them to the UK, US for games, for friendly matches, and also for the fundraising dinners that we're going to be doing. If some of the players are there, they'll get excited and they'll also support us.
Obetima ko Facebook no kwa share akosia Dentaa Amoateng MB ena yene ekasa na nim da TV no fe eti o wake when you send kakra ano ediama na there is a perception, I don't want to call it a reality, say bia be Kotoko adwuma na ko ba se going to get it tough ni man ko ya the supporters be one be patient na omure ni insult be, do you have that temperament? Say do there, you can't have it rosy and cozy like that. The journey can't be smooth throughout.
Absolutely.
More than that supporters ni be can seminate as of bow. You're ready to probably absorb that.
Oh, I'm ready. In life, whether it's through Kotoko or whatever journey that you're on, you have people that will not like you. Okay, but we are focused on the goal. And we are going to try and deliver what is supposed to be done. And so, the journey is not going to be smooth, but we're gonna deliver, and we're gonna go through it. I'm a very tough-skinned person, and so some of these things, to be honest with you, they don't bother me.
Okay. Nhyira passport on Nhyira 104.5 FM. So, I'm Eric Amakuchumo in charge of. He's the commercial manager for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Eric, net to say.
Now
commercial manager, what would you teach fundamentally? What is your role?
But that's it. I am manager baby say my konya say me mekasa if you do so. For commercial manager there, mejuma say me ni ankrenkre private sector numeko ebedi enkita ho. Na yape kwan a yebetimi afaso a yebetimi ne omo aye partnerships. Em say Dentaa kasa no kan bibi fa partnerships ho. Na sponsorship maybe no say you can sponsorship one sema na it say bia edwumakuo bi oba bia odi ne sika ba beche edwumakuo bi Asante Kotoko na eno anu no keke na emomu no say wo hwe ye football team a yikitai na wo hwe ye fan base ayebo ene eho abakosem historical antecedent na just be bia ye wo no Senka yetimi take advantage of sa nema we nyina your sponsorship akesi nya na enye ni na ewo hodeda no obroni fe bibi brand equity.
Okay,
say upi ko e form asesi na obo Kotoko a obi akola ya wo ne nekra ni Kotoko enti eno ye ade a brands bebre na say nyuma ko bebre no say omo krapo no omo susu say ombetimi eye adwuma na ometime nya saa edin no enti say obi de ne ho bebata Kotoko ho na see you can be em say nipa ni bebre no she na amadwuma ya una kakra so obi de ne ho beba ta Kotoko ho a enye ye na yenya ho faso ono no nya ho faso if you say who fan base close to 50 million na say uye edwuma ni ye na ofa ekwan bi so a sa brand no ene Kotoko ebedi anase be partnership sa brand no benya so faso krapo asen se ne ye benya so faso etimi medwuma ni se ye bepe kwan bi so a ye niema ye wo anase assets ye free bibi friend say brand assets.
Okay,
aye kita say ye players ball na ye jesa ye she emu niema ye trotro mu ye stadium say ye ball advertising opportunities say your coach your press conference say you ball maybe a man of the match and this any money na no akeka ni na boom ni any your partners no it didn't come on near chom say you betimi this opportunities ya momo no so metimi e dia tre omedwuma mu na omedwuma na yɛden akoso na yɛn so no yɛn edwuma na yɛyɛ no ɛno potin no em say no yɛyɛ unveiling no ase na attention no bebre no aba begina management team no but management team dey say yɛn mobile ni bi into the focus no team no say yɛn bɛyɛ no yɛn de ta bɛyɛ no de see bɛyɛ no de wankasa ho bɛyɛ no any administration and operations man should reflect in what happens on the pitch. Say yebebo ball no na yebenya koya de bia no yebe winning yebe timi akosi akanya yebenya trophies yeko Africa na edin na ye kita dida no ayden abasro because edin dey kita dida so upie ko abontia so they wouldn't say me yeah enema bebre na yebo medin say me be ye Kotoko adwuma no nipa oma send me congratulations e don so saying sabi
we industry say
because nipa the crowd be correct to be sending messages no nim say me play football so I'm say and football keke we are talking about Kumasi Asante Kotoko enti ye adwuma ni so ade hu na ne say ye bepe kwan bi so a so ehunu ayenya Nyankopon adom yani brands akese I mean multinational brands be aye adwuma yenim sene almost omodwen fa emeretwe mu na memete the other side
na man for the
proposal bro is here also there me ma betena anti no sabi ye betimi afa kwan bi so a edin Kumasi Asante Kotoko no ebegina akom empempen so bia yenina ye ni beji afen so no focus say the CEO aka ho say focus ne say playing body no any technical team no ye be me den yeni akom ho but ni na no say obetimi aya sika ena sika no so no ebetimi aba na che say yen kita ho di a ye ne your friends your partners no ebedi no mo di omusika ide aba be hye yen bobo konim na emumom dem sika aba be hye mu a mi muso madwuma ne say me make sure say omenya so fa so and then your friend mileage no
okay
tete no say ebia your boss sponsors so bo but yes you be taking responsibility ni be say ebia de na kesa komunye free mu no so no yanye ne sa enti no te see ano you create new partnerships you create existing partnerships say on person da so ni yen adwuma you don be ye adwuma na momu no ya pekwan bi so a investment bi omo be ye e wo team no e be ma omo sin sene ekoso deda no wonu usunim say ye team no enye team keke enye say individuals na keke but din ya dream say ye kan ho abom na ya boa ama Kotoko enya ne ntoma pefra.
Commercial manager for Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Eric Amoateng and ne kasa. Eric, where you feel tremu a difference between partnership and sponsorship.
You can use it interchangeably.
Okay.
But sponsorship is a form of a partnership because when you are brand association, now you jitu mu say you know mu be ye adwuma na a partnership na no. And pay you know say we are the sponsorship and I just say this can be move now ujia na say no and I said yeah we say what the man but e bia yenso betimi apekwan bi so a e betimi ama edwumako na ene no ISR partnership no almost so edwuma na ide etumpon akosoro and almost betimi aboy ma yenso ye de na ide akosoro enti sponsorship ne partnership no obetime you see no interchangeably
yeah that's but like opposite side of the same coin.
Yes, strategically no if you look at it from a partnership standpoint and paying baby no eboa so we are partners yeah I just how I
obi a hwe ne yonko interest
but say purely based on sponsorship there
is anybody here no dey abroad
na I bet any transaction.
Wow. As a Black Stars, $3 million. Not GMBC, they are coming over.
Now, I bet Danny, there's no, expectation of anything from
in return.
But once it becomes a partnership, then it means that it becomes a long-term strategic relationship. And on there just say be a year 1, year 2, year 3. Ebia ensui and I see how no money partnership. Omo person who say ebia say be almost 10,000 curtains and now by the time in film you know it every do now almost 30,000. Let's just say there's some value from that relationship. Yen so no ye person who say ebia say afi ye ko Africa ye be ko anima sense previously in your co and if you say investment now omode amaye no has been invested in the playing body, in the technical team, in equipment, in setting up your training grounds, setting up an office, a proper secretariat. Into no, Nina says, maybe post evaluation. Say be after 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you can say, yani say Jumakwe nya nkita wudi Kotoko akwa Africa ako hivi ni kapaba. Almost so much Juma no ede atre ako do pempen so be yenye fans no. Etimi enya DDA wo yemu say si any sankofo I create partnership there. That just say e be omo ton bibi and as omo provide service bia omo so many on be den ebeye juma enu na be ma partnership no aye den
number say me hwe ni say the Kotoko setup no which part na focus was say bia probably uber brandy no or market it to the multinational companies or to the outside world. Is it the playing body? Is it the facility? Be adakujachi? Is it the secretariat? Which
you know, a very
branding. A
very good question. You know, say Rebecca Kwe Obia Ebetcho say Kotoko no Asanteman Ejapade mebwa. Yeah. And you know, it's even bigger than just a football team. Say Yakwako ball football team. Dentaa is in charge of diaspora affairs, but it even has a cultural connotation. Bibia, ebitimidi afaso aton, rich culture. Affairs team no is part of the historical, if anything, of Asanteman. And you know, you be fan no everywhere. And your history. In Penifo bebre amo I team mwejuma any players bebre amo fati numu amo abua Ghana football, Africa football, ebikura world football akwa chese yesu yetimi eye football ni bi wa ha. And a playing body say existing current team no so no say na ebetimi abua ebetimi build the individual profile players bebre no ye dey say yatena Englander player bi wa ha hype keke oni ko share ball crap a na for yam show say said they have hype na no and correct me ma lose match unim sa and you know say you so benya sa strategic mindset and say you be build your morale and motivate your players. It doesn't help. For instance, you can't branding what many commercial ways. It doesn't help. Say, yeah, fans and as a management, you know, all the time. You know, there's always negative. Friend is saying commentary. The fire players. Well, yes, sir. You can never build the morale. And it becomes a big picture. Say, yeah, management. You need training, and as a technical team and a playing body, you know, would have one mindset. Say, we want to win. We want to win football games. Whilst we are doing that, you are branding the team. You have a secretariat. You have a training ground. You have kits. Yeah, fancy to see how before Chelsea and as a Man U and as a Arsenal fans, kits. And then till the intimate crime so I say we never come say how we say we Asante Kotoko stronghold mebwa. Yeah, sure. I say nipa me nu me say bia be bia and ba ko she Kotoko kits. Say a bit me e use no e dey raise enough revenue. I'm a team no. So your supporter only a supporter keke and I say armchair supporter and I say I did die you have a bubble pen I supporter but supporters are also partners. Almost no you be kwan bi so you be fa so almost no be invest in the team. You wo niam bebre wa kwan mu a you say you betimi you be create even a tier supporter system. Unse bi mu ha na nyame adom bibi kakra e wo mo ho. Ebetimi apɛ we bia ebetimi aform no so ma support we no but obia ketu bia so asebe no ana CEO ka say you were 200,000 support the scrap and na obia so bia tia 5 Ghana cedis o dey share. It's bigger than any sponsorship that we can get. But the supporters, all that they want is to say, yes, so I did Jumana share and Sano. Yeah, Ejumano, the 2 year home, SEO, I Jumano, and playing body, no, and so they football, say, Sabi, yeah, show crap on us, fans who say, and then play a see, Adrian, Omukum, so, but a bad day. They will take it. It's as bad as it is. They will take it. But say, you born a true can be we person ball, we person ball, you have a ball, we pray, all of those things. Let's just say there's something wrong with the team. You know, Jumano, even though say focused on creating partnerships, making sure that we bring money commercially, creating a more a brand. We say in terms of communication aspect of it. Senior, omo abontia so be team nafa. And that information be wo na say ekwa abontia. Senior, ebi dia call abontia fa. Senior, obi ntimi embo ni team.
And the spin be.
Na say ono say obo ni team keke. And that speculation no. Ni nyina ka ho. Senior, your partners no so no ebenya sa gidi ni we mu say anya say omo ni
obi si me a question bi. Miami Musa, Miami question. We are not okay. Nana Yamponsa, the CEO of Kotoko, Enra, I don't veil no say the Kotoko we see today. We might not be able to recognize it in the next 6 months. A Juma or any team ye ebe yeno. The next 6 months, how we share Kotoko na ubechum. Once the answer cry be briaba. And the next 100 days, and I said in the first 100 days, what monumental projects so I know, obedana di amubiahu. Eti Eric, you handwriting in Kotoka in the next 100 days on the next 6 months. Edeben yenhwe fri handwriting be say for Kotoka Eric handwriting ni. Be an evident question am so in the next 100 days and in the next 600 days handwriting be dey be say legacy ben wo ja Kotoko nim. In the event that happens at time call free no one why den.
Nyamiadom.
We are not send back one question on the aban.
Nyamiadom in him say enuma ya yedida e we chire no kra no che say in the next 100 days no e be do ho no na ye de ye new partners ye ni omo edi nkita ho ye de fence ensa ahye nkratase e be ba abeto abonten e na emu niema ewom and as a pastodia a war ebeba ama team no so obi abehu and yetimi ne sa na yetimi nya sa ye partners ya ye omu edin komoya and also be translating into the football team because footballers no we are comfortable yeti omu keye omu baby da omu baby di omu said they omu first row and them between few said they omu ni na ka football no omu be kwa bonten akọ ball no ama de nkunim de aba intino yemfa ento yenkwan ho so team effort.
Okay, in the past management no ne ehun se bia when it comes to commercialization e bia club no timi ma individuals and body corporate letter of authority so mbetimi da ko seek for sponsorship na omutimi seek oba then they will be entitled to a certain commission or whatever.
I don't think so in principle we'll be against anybody wanting to create these partnerships with us. What is most important is Ceciano almost over TN vision nase. My tikra say I signed a sponsorship deal be of 6,000 Ghana cedis. Now say I mean Kotoko a cook say now say okay sign 6,000 Ghana cedis. And I just say we are demeaning the value and I say the brand. Jamaican water.
Old contract they be also
6,000. Oh, I mean can't say be 6,000 cedis and Jessica. But you are looking at the stature
of Kotoko.
The biggest club in Africa. 85 years. Yeah, really league saying Team Biao Kromha, FA Cup saying Team Biao Kromha, any fan base at Yekita, 7. Say CJ, PJ, say, I don't pay because I Kotoko here, stars in the sea. Over here, people to my
picture, na me damujes
exactly.
Na me fans.
Until you make and say, almost bet me near Betanasi. Now, you know, I share your vision, baby, I see your call. Any in you come be somebody brand say any almost no at the same orientation and that's a vision. By all means, you know my ujuma. There's nothing wrong with that. To say will be contact be baby. Now, I'm
on lead. Okay.
No, yeah. It's always it's done. It's a very
I'm a finder's fee.
Yeah, it's a very ethical thing to do. Just that we have to be sure, say whatever it is that we are bringing on board, fits into our vision and our long-term strategy.
All right. The Nipa and the Brave, and I'm called Dentaa. Or say, we know you to be a communication team member
Politics.
For the party. Will you continue to do that because we are in election year? Probably do it on part-time basis to help us retain power to promote the agenda for more for Nana.
There's always this thing about...
We are part of the communication team.
I am, yes. There's always this thing about not mixing sports with politics. I believe that this is also a very important assignment. Ghana Yakobobo Nazi Evinia, Chroma Unhu NDC Nina Unhu MPP. I also believe strongly that Kotoko is a massive club. Politics, of course, any idea Majai and I say Mayimi Ephraim. But at the moment, the focus is making sure say me mandate I dear mami ewo Kotoko no mediso due time I be politics na yebeye who's bimbebre nipa ni bebre no who communication in as politics, but me sure say the no crap no in the bigger scheme of things, it's part of a certain agenda. And Ejuha,
now what's as well was and the look at the idea about next 100 days, and our first 100 days, your handwriting baby even with this because the Dentaa and were many. Akusia Dentaa and San were many. And maybe the next 6 months, Kotoko, see, a better summer. Ruben, the Becca womb.
Okay.
To the Mumbai, near Who de Ru. Yet the Deruana, near Bohu de Ru.
Matthias here. As a Nhyira, your CEO Kayano, we're actually in talks with a Premier League football club to be our partner. As you know, Kotoko had Sunderland, but we've gotten another Premier League team that we're going to be partnering with, which is almost...
team that started with Lecter Bay.
Intimate cancer.
Oh, okay. Sunderland to the fires. Oh, okay.
So, and to BBC and Nona, we're working on. Also... probably a kit sponsor as well. So there's a lot of things that we are currently looking at. And see, 100 days in the day, we are working, and definitely from each of the team members, there'll be something that we will share at the 100 days that our boss has given us.
Okay, all right. Maestro, I'm number busam or 2 or 5, 13 questions. And Ayala so Ayala, Nhyira, unveiling the bar, what has been the reaction of?
I think the biggest reaction I'm who is from one of Kotoko board members, Dr. Kofi Aban. And I'm sorry, I also service social media and I hear command Kofodi and reactions. And I think so what's the media space anymore? The appointment of these managers and the perception and conformance of more creative board members, being supportive, be more that back and forth within the boardroom. So I hope any message from any board member to set the record straight. Say, look, we are a team, and that management is not yes, and that we are going to give them your support. I think that the best evidence is what Dr. Kofi Aban or the better one up, and we'll be all share all our platforms, so Twitter, Facebook, Case TV, baby, With your permission.
Probably show now.
Yeah, with your permission, this is what he wrote. I said, the work indeed begins now. With the support of all of us, these gallant men and women can lead Krobia to where we all want to see it. Congratulations to Nanayao and welcome to their family, the rest of them. Hashtag make Kotoko great again. And many sure say it's maybe the support of the board to the management, and the readiness of my yes, almost be push more agenda for them to make Kotoko great again. And
the Dr. Kofiaban.
Yes. And see, you let me fair enough from the board, but a few questions. So, Mamma, how can I?
Because my choices work.
I see ladies first. And see, I'm starting from Madam Dentaa. In 2016. When FIFA more scandals when they were doing their reforms, according to our research, almost you, Adiaba Koma who say a football and member and the issues of corruption. Yeah, they know is as a you can say Bema Jina Hobeja when I was suspected of corrupt you say oh Bema there or Mupe. So one of FIFA teams for reforms was diversity. So let's get some banner on board. Let people feel football and so was our feminine touch, In the FIFA, our general secretary who is in charge of their business is Oba Fatima Samora. And many when Otumfo name board now Madam Evelyn Isiasari Oba in the boardroom. The last time I was Madam Helena Kobna. I thought okay, that's diversity kakao. Now in an sense management, there are two ladies. Very fine ladies. Who from you, do you have any vision apart from the diaspora international to bring more diversity in terms of feminism to the club? Embar gives that attraction to commercial. So okay, now there's a new look of a feminine thing. Okay. Also, so they do have that.
Akosia Pokia Kwatin, so head of league at domestically.
That was a dinner when you trim to attract so that feminine side now.
Female supporters to the club. Okay.
Absolutely. I think it's thank you for the question. I think it's very, very key. Say, the way the world is going now, and in everything you need female attraction in there. And one of our goals is to make sure, say, me and Akuya, our role, we need to make sure that we deliver because we are the two only females on there. And so there is a lot of kind of pressure on us as well because you hardly see it. And to know, you're making sure, say, we deliver and even deliver more so that one, we can attract those women who support football to come and be part of it, and to showcase that football is for everyone. It's for kids, it's for women, it's for men, and it brings everybody together. And so we're going to be using our influence to make sure that diversity is brought onto the field, definitely.
Did you have any part to play in the Sunderland deal?
So I was behind the scenes. I was behind the scenes, and I was, connecting because at the time, Asamoah and Sule and John Mensah, all of them were there, and so I was connected to the club, and so I helped.
Later, me busa question when they say sometimes I person will be competence one dance here. The best way is to tell people the why that.
Sure.
You get it. Say if and they say oh Kotoko is going to sign another partnership with the Premier League club. We can say the enya kese do no why you be there and say who so why be there. So if or the two just I was part of so then it shows you say okay then or the competence to so be pulling another one. Obetimi pull me last one for the entire the caliber of people that Nana has put together. The number one question is obetimi to your moka. We should be more free banana. Ni Kotoko sikasemi. Say ni beti homo. How my jatum so mbabe ye juma we. Kotoko beti me tiaoka.
I think my CEO answered that question yesterday.
Yeah.
And even when he did the intro, he made mention that some of us have taken
50 to 70% pay cuts.
70 to 80 to 90% pay cuts. Mm-hmm. But in all, it's the passion and the drive. For one, like I said, I'm somebody that I I truly love my country, and I want to make sure that, you know, this new role, we'll make sure that we lift Kotoko up, we lift Asanteman up, and we're going to be working, you know, and making sure that we get the sponsorship. Once, you know, there's money flowing in, it's easy for the board to say, you know, increase their pay, you know. Yeah. And so we are ready to work and put in the effort. Okay. Luckily for us, we're all okay, you know. You know, we've worked hard to be where we are at the moment. And so it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't difficult for us to take those pay cuts to come on board.
Okay. Mr. Chimo, my info in Dennis Cranton, or also Dennis Cranton or Sweden. What plans or strategies do we have to liaise with Ghanaians who are living in Sweden and Norway to contribute to their quota to help the forward match of Kotoko?
So, and see, that's what I'll be focusing on. Like I said, we're going to be doing, I'm going to be starting a campaign probably by next week, trying to get where all the supporters are. So there'll be a survey monkey that I'll be releasing next week, where everybody can fill out these details for me, so that we can know, say, how many supporters are in Sweden, you know, how many are in US, Italy, and bring them all together. And then also we are developing our new website. For me, I'm a Tottenham supporter, right? And I subscribe every month on the website. You get updates on what is happening. We need to make sure, say, information, they subscribe to the website.
Sure.
You know, when the new kit is out, I'm there. You go and buy it. You know, so all of these things are going to be happening so that the fans out there feel as if they are part. And so don't worry, for the people in Sweden, I'm coming. You'll get the information very, very soon. And, you know, we just need you to fill out the information for us so that we'll be able to contact you and bring you on board.
Okay. Ayala.
Mr. Chum, make I mention the letter Bob on announcing the board, no? The mantra, no be I can once say, mention say Kotoko need to become economic viable entity. Because that is what is lacking. Good one or how, you know how, or be asked Kotoko a good mind. But in the mindset of the owners of the club, no, Kotoko has been run also book now and economic viable entity. See, me sure say that will be the focus of your job, no. So how are you going to make Kotoko an economic viable entity?
Well, thank you. Dentaa said something that I think that is the only time that we're going to be disagreeing. The fact that she's a Tottenham supporter. Because I'm a strong Arsenal supporter.
Oh, goodness.
But, I mean, that's fine.
Not landing that.
Yes.
Arsenal and then Tottenham.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think that from where I sit and even the experience that I have had, Kotoko has all the ingredients of a top corporate entity. You understand? So at what point any company in the world would have what we call a captive audience, you know, where you have 10, 12, 15 million people eager to listen to something from you, and even would be happy on a Saturday or a Sunday or a Wednesday when a football match is played and is following your exploits. And so that is not difficult at all. What hasn't been there in the past is a creation of a structure, a structure and a system to make sure, say, we're able to, leverage this thing like Ikitano, and then also use it to our skill to commercialize to a point. I mean, you would wear a Kotoko shirt, a cap, anything. You know, even if there's a water that is branded Kotoko or there's a brand that's associated with Kotoko, and you would purchase it. Just that we haven't leveraged that over the period. And so making it economically viable, it's not rocket science. Of course, it takes putting together a team, a structure, people working together from even one hymn sheet, singing from one hymn sheet. And then obviously, I keep going back to the point, the team performing. But you see, all of these things, ingredients needs to come together to make the team perform, which is making sure that once they even get a sense that there's a certain professional orientation. I mean, how is it that we don't have a dietitian, we don't have a physical trainer, we don't have a place for them to rest when they have finished training? There's no proper training facility for a team that's 85 years old. You know, so players come in, and if you're able to create all that, this atmosphere, it will translate into their performance. It will also translate into players even across the country who want to play for Kotoko. I mean, I don't know any player in this country who would want to play for Kotoko. But over the period, you realize that there's competition. And so even from our standpoint, you need to do what we call a SWOT analysis and even be able to now look at your competition, what it is that they're doing, and how you'll be able to counter. Yeah, there's not competition in terms of negativity, but making sure that when it comes to football, you're always reigning supreme, right? And making sure that you're churning out players, even how we're able to make sure that people come here and, like the CEO's vision, create even a museum. You know, yesterday I went to the secretariat, we saw a cabinet full of trophies. You know, every single one of them has a story. You know, so we all have to get to the point where we realize that it's a team effort, and commercializing Kotoko is not the most difficult thing at all. I mean, someone can actually build a team today, 3, 4, 5 years, get into the Premier League, and is able to be financially viable. How come a team that has the support, the whole Asanteman and beyond? I hear that if you go to places like Bolga, Tamale, and Wa, Kotoko is actually the biggest team there in terms of support, right? And so it's not just even an Asante thing, it's a worldwide thing. You're talking about people on a global landscape. I mean, I got a text from someone yesterday that there's a Ghanaian that works for the UN in Ethiopia and has all these football contacts by virtue of the fact that, I mean, I'm working with Kotoko now. They want us to connect. So these are things that we can take advantage of and then commercialize Kotoko to the point that it's viable, to the point that it becomes even we're able to use Kotoko to support football even in the Asante region, right? Where you have small teams, feeder clubs.
Sure.
I mean, why can't we go to all the secondary schools around us and the university and all these around us to recruit players? We can do that by even give them support, giving them some technical support and everything. That's how you're able to build a brand. We're going to be big on the community social responsibility. You need to make sure that the people within the community or the environs or even where the players come from would feel the presence of the club. Every day a son plays for Kotoko, there has to be a clear manifestation of some improvement in their lives or something that you've even done in the community. And that's all part of the commercialization.
Before maybe some last question.
That be better my choose room. So
okay, before maybe some last question. There's been this thing I've been thinking about, and as a commercial manager, I think so. So, free, the emphasis, normally, there's nothing to show. Yes. There's nothing. Yeah. Your companies, be say betting companies are related to sport, but even their billboards don't have Kotoko players on there. And see, I've been thinking about it. Dabeni Ebenya, a commercial manager who really understands that, look, your presence cry with fear and crying yet. And you find say a board member be of a reputable company be back Kumasi and also may ban media and say I want to locate the locals and get some corporate interaction with them. And Kaura Kumasi also the biggest billboard is Kotoko billboard. And tell them about any me probably need to Juma or bet me highlight me then it should be Kotoko as you go for. But Ukraine said there is nothing to show for. Linked to that is my last question. Kotoko, the second club is Real Madrid and Barcelona in terms of the makeup. No? It has a traditional background. People supporting it like a religion. And until you be in the Kotoko commercial space, no, so Kotoko to make kind of supporters in the boom no more contribution. It will be bigger than any sponsorship at Kotoko Benya. Meaning say and I am responsible, so say is the focus of my management, you know. That with this opportunity, how is it important for every one of us as we so obetio to understand, say, they can come together and be Kotoko's biggest sponsors. Whenever you roll any strategy, they must be so willing and quick to come on board.
Well, it's a good question. It's a function of marketing. That is to change attitudes and behavior. Yeah. And say, Obi a supporter, no a supporter keke. I mean, Minka and Tiobia, but Obi no a supporter keke, which means that you have to put your mouth where your money is, right? And so we can create that, but you need to give them value. What is it that they are getting? You understand? Because Bibiano, you have to give the supporter a value, which means that there's a new professional orientation in the team. The team is doing well. They are winning. There's a feel-good factor. And so Bibia Hano. Oh, and I had to say, chicken and egg situation. At what point do you create that feel-good factor and the players are playing well and we are winning so that the supporters come in, or you find a middle ground and sell an idea and say that, listen, we need your support. We need your moral, physical, spiritual, financial support to bring the team to where you want it to be. That will involve X, Y, Z. We are also committed to doing so. And I'm earlier even about the playing board, and they say supporters cry, I'm going to pack. I'm going to share ball. No one say up, and then the players see yardina. Maybe a referee and I say, first a team no na I'm bossing, and I say we were just unlucky. They are not too worried, but when it becomes say we're just not competitive. Yeah, we're not doing good. We're not showing commitment. We're just then there's a problem. So it's a team thing. We would get there, and issues to do with even where we are now is because when I was a child, and that's where the competition is. We actually indirect competition is with the Premier League and the Spanish La Liga, and you, the journalists, are also part of it because you have created huge markets for these brands without focusing on
it's attractive.
No, but the thing, that's what I'm saying, that we need to find a middle ground where when it comes to even local content, right? How come that you do local content on everything, and when it comes to football you don't focus on your own, right? Because when I was a child and there was no internet, there was only one radio station, one TV station, but I knew about Emmanuel Ampia, I knew about Kwesi Appiah, I knew about Saramis, I knew about Razak at a 10, 9, 8-year-old, right? And so you also have to take part of the responsibility. We need to make stars out of our players. And I make us say, in England, your bubble player bidding, na your man profile, ni ya hype na, ukwa kushiana, ukwa kushiana krana. Now I am shesho. And you say, oh yeah, extraordinary. You've seen it. England won the World Cup in 1966. But do they know kwa bobola? They don't obey. But yes, happen. And see, that's what I'm saying, that we need to develop an orientation and say that, okay, this is my team. I support the team. Yeah. We go through PJ Bibi. Sometimes it cannot go smoothly like that. But you're a supporter, you're a fan. Right? And then we come together as partners and then bring it. So you have a responsibility. Start focusing. What can Luis Suarez was him? Pick Emmanuel Jamfi or something and talk about him.
Okay, sure.
You understand? Where he comes from, maybe Oko schools, right? So then people develop. I know about players when I was 8, 6, 7, because you read the Alpha Graphica, now the nature, graphic sports, graphic and all that, now kind sports, newspaper, commentary, you don't even see it, you don't watch the game, right? And even commentators were some of the famous people in this country. Papa the radio now commentary Kotoko Bobo. I still remember the Kotoko Zamalek commentary, 1987. That's okay. You understand? So we also have to, we also have to take that part of the responsibility and not say, oh, team and the management, and I say, because like you're saying, it's part of the branding, it's part of a marketing strategy that the Premier, and I'm also and I'm more promoting MMO. You understand? So people are betting. You're talking about betting companies. They are betting on European games. Why don't you allow them to bet on local games so that the betting companies will see that there's value in supporting the local teams?
Okay. Okay, I can't say by me to me. I want to make I even said premiership side be or vote na nipano Octimi Okoyado Kuchabet was a boy penalties beba 2. We beba Obeka incident, major incidents were given. Omokanaba, it will come with 20 boom where you come to the third one of one monitano. Sena or a club owner. It's your revis now. The penalty beba 2. But there will be 3 penalties, there will be 2 red cards. More bet in the conk. It's young man, Ason. The conversation has been interesting, engaging. It's not a